What really happens when Jungkook and Jimin spend time with Bam? Why does this seemingly simple moment leave millions emotionally shaken? Find the answer here. Is true happiness always born under massive stage lights, roaring crowds, and endless applause? Or is it quietly hidden within small, almost accidental moments? And if you've made it this far, dare to answer this question in the comments before continuing. Who do you think felt the happiest in this moment? Jungkook, Jimin, or Bam? Don't forget to like and subscribe, because what you're about to read is not just light entertainment, but an emotional portrait you may not realize you've lived through yourself. There are no stage lights, no choreography, no script. There is only Jungkook, Jimin, and Bam sharing the same space and time, doing something that appears ordinary yet feels extraordinary. In a world that demands perfection, this moment arrives without pressure, without expectations, without roles to perform. And that is precisely where the surprise lies. No one is trying to be anything other than who they truly are. Jungkook, long known as a symbol of relentless energy, performance, and discipline, appears here in a version rarely highlighted. Not Jungkook the idol, but Jungkook the human being, laughing freely as Bam runs toward him, collapses beside him, and demands attention in his own way. There is an unforced tenderness in Jungkook's gaze toward Bam, as if the harsh world outside suddenly shrinks, leaving only a safe space he instinctively protects. Beside him, Jimin is not a shadow, nor merely a companion. He brings a different kind of energy, quiet yet profound, gentle yet emotionally sharp. Jimin's eyes as he watches Jungkook interact with Bam hold something deeper than a smile. There is understanding born from long journeys shared, from the same exhaustion, from pressures that no longer need to be spoken aloud. Jimin doesn't need words to show that he understands, and it is precisely that silence that speaks the loudest. Bam, with his confident small steps, seems to become the center of the universe in this moment. He knows nothing of packed schedules, public expectations, or numbers and charts. Bam knows only one thing: he is safe, surrounded by those he loves. And perhaps without anyone realizing it, Bam becomes the most honest reminder of what it means to come home. There is something compelling about seeing Jungkook and Jimin together in such a simple context. There is no competition, no spotlight to divide. What exists instead is a natural synchronization born from emotional closeness tested by time. They don't try to fill each other's gaps because they understand when to give space and when to be fully present. And that is why this moment feels special, not because of what they do, but because of what they don't do: pretend. Many people wonder why a moment this simple leaves such a deep impression. Is it because of longing? Because of collective exhaustion among fans yearning to see the human side of their idols? Or perhaps because this moment quietly reflects something within ourselves, a desire to pause, to breathe, to feel enough? Jungkook doesn't seem to be trying to be perfect. Slightly messy hair, unguarded laughter, spontaneous movements, everything feels real. And in a world obsessed with flawless images, this kind of authenticity feels both soothing and painful, because it reminds us how rare such moments truly are. Jimin, with his emotional sensitivity, seems to act as a bridge between Jungkook and the atmosphere itself. He knows when to laugh, when to stay silent, when to simply observe. In many ways, Jimin is not a spectator but a witness. He is fully present, not to be seen, but to feel. And this kind of presence is often overlooked, yet it carries the deepest meaning. There are seconds when time seems to slow down. When Bam stops running and chooses to sit between them. When Jungkook's and Jimin's hands move almost simultaneously to stroke Bam's head. When no words are spoken, yet everything feels complete. Moments like these cannot be staged, cannot be recreated the same way, and precisely because of that, their value becomes immeasurable. Was this moment planned? Or did it simply happen without any intention of being shared? This is where the clue lies. There is no effort to make it grand, yet it becomes grand. No attempt to make it emotional, yet emotion naturally seeps in, quietly, slowly, and stays. Many may think moments like this are just brief pauses between far greater obligations. But if we are honest, aren't these small moments the ones we remember the longest? Not the peaks of applause, but the quiet seconds when we felt understood without explanation. Jungkook and Jimin are not delivering a message, yet this moment still speaks. About friendship that doesn't demand. about closeness that doesn't rely on words, about comfort that doesn't need to be announced. And Bam, in all his simplicity, becomes a symbol of emotional honesty we often forget. When the screen finally stops showing their togetherness, something lingers. Not excitement, but a warmth that slowly settles in. As if the moment doesn't ask to be admired, but to be felt. And perhaps that is where its greatest, most surprising strength lies. Now I want to ask you again, who has stayed with this story until this point. What did you truly feel as you imagined this moment? A small smile, a quiet ache, or a longing for a version of yourself that once knew happiness this simple? Write your answer in the comments, because every honest feeling deserves to be shared. If this article touched something within you, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share it with those who might also need a reminder that happiness doesn't always have to be loud or grand. Sometimes, it only needs to exist quietly, with the right people at the right time. And perhaps, without us realizing it, this moment of Jungkook, Jimin, and Bam isn't only about them. Maybe it's about all of us, learning again what it feels like to be enough.